I received a voicemail from my own number 3 days ago, and the timestamp says it was sent 2 weeks from now. I'm not superstitious. I work in IT. I understand how phones work. Spoofing numbers is common. Glitches happen. That's what I told myself when I saw my own number on the missed call log. But when I played the voicemail, I heard my own voice, not a recording from the past, not something I'd said before. It was me, panicked, breathing hard, speaking in a rushed whisper. The message was only 9 seconds long. My voice said, "Don't answer when she calls, no matter what she says. She isn't who she sounds like." Then the sound of something wet, like someone choking. The call ended. I checked the timestamp. The message was dated October 18th. Today is October 4th. The voicemail was sent from the future. I tried to rationalize it. Phone system error. Someone playing a prank with AI voice cloning. But the terror in that voice. I've never heard myself sound like that. I told my girlfriend Maya about it. She said it was probably a hacker, that I should change my passwords. Run antivirus software. I did. Nothing. That night I got a call from an unknown number. I didn't answer. They left a voicemail. It was a woman crying. She said her daughter was missing, that she'd seen my number in her daughter's phone, that I was the last person her daughter called. She begged me to tell her where her daughter was. I didn't recognize the voice. I'd never spoken to this woman, but something about the desperation felt wrong, performed. I blocked the number. The next day I got a call from my mother's number. I answered. It was the same woman's voice, still crying, but this time she said she was my mother, that something terrible had happened, that I needed to come home right away. But I just talked to my mother that morning. She was fine at work. This wasn't her voice. I hung up, called my mother's real number. She answered, confused, said she hadn't called me. The calls kept coming. Different numbers, friends, co-workers, my boss. All of them the same woman's voice, each time claiming to be whoever's number she was calling from, each time begging me to answer her questions, to tell her where I was, to let her help me. I stopped answering calls entirely. Then Maya got a call, from my number. She answered because she thought it was me. She said a woman was on the line, crying, saying she was calling from the future, that something terrible was going to happen to me, that Maya needed to make sure I answered the next call I received, that it was the only way to save me. Maya asked what would happen if I didn't answer. The woman said I'd die on October 18th, that she'd watched it happen, that she was trying to fix it. Maya asked who she was. The woman said, I'm the one who's been trying to reach him. I'm the one who knows what's coming. Then she said something that made Maya drop the phone. She said, tell him his future self is lying. Tell him to answer when I call. I haven't received any calls for 2 days now. My phone is silent, but I keep checking the voicemail, listening to my own voice saying, don't answer when she calls. I don't know which version of me to trust, the one warning me from the future, or the woman claiming I'll die if I don't answer. Yesterday I got a text from an unknown number, no words, just a photo. It was me, lying on the ground, eyes open, not breathing. The timestamp on the photo said October 18th, 4 p.m. Today is October 17th. Tomorrow at 4 p.m., something is going to happen. Either I answer the next call I receive, or I don't. One choice kills me, one choice saves me, but I don't know which is which. My phone just lit up. Unknown number. It's ringing right now. I have to decide. Whatever I choose, I'll know the answer in 24 hours. I have a memory of drowning my sister when I was 7 years old, but I don't have a sister. The memory is vivid and detailed in ways that dreams never are. I can feel the water temperature and hear her choking. I remember her hair in my hands and her nails scratching my arms. But I grew up as an only child in a different house. Last week I found a photo in my deceased mother's belongings. It showed 2 children in front of a Christmas tree. The boy was unmistakably me with my same birthmark. The girl's face was scratched out completely. On the back it said, "Before we lost Sarah," in my mother's handwriting. I called my father and asked who Sarah was. There was a terrible silence on the phone. He told me to come over immediately. His voice was shaking. When I arrived, he looked like he'd aged 10 years. He told me I did have a sister named Sarah. She died when I was 7 years old. She drowned in the bathtub. I was the one who found her body. The trauma caused me to have a complete psychological break. I stopped speaking for 6 months. My parents took me to specialists. I'd suppressed the memory completely. They decided never to speak about Sarah again. They removed all her photos from the house. They thought they were protecting me by letting me forget. I asked him how she died. He said it was ruled an accidental drowning, but the way he said it made me suspicious. I pressed him until he broke down crying. There were questions because I was the only one home with her. My parents had gone to the store for 20 minutes. When they returned, I was sitting on the bathroom floor. Sarah was in the tub underwater. I was just staring without crying or calling for help. The police questioned me, but I wouldn't speak. They concluded it was a tragic accident. My mother never believed it was an accident. Guilt destroyed her for the rest of her life. My father chose to believe it because the alternative was too horrible. Now I don't know if my memory is real or false. I found the police report from Sarah's death. Sarah Thompson, age 6, drowned in her bathtub. Her 7-year-old brother was present, but unable to provide a statement. There was an addendum note that made my stomach drop. I had bruising on my arms consistent with defensive wounds. The bathroom door had been locked from the inside. This was inconsistent with a simple accident. The file included crime scene photos. There was something in the photo not in my memory. A third person reflected in the bathroom mirror. An adult woman standing in the doorway watching. The detective had circled this in red ink. He wrote, "Unknown individual, parents claim no one else was home." I stared at that reflection for an hour. Slowly, I started to remember something else. A woman in the bathroom with us that day. She had long dark hair and was smiling. She held Sarah under the water. I tried to stop her, and she grabbed my arms. She whispered, I had to take the blame. She said no one would believe me anyway. She told me to forget she was ever there. If I told anyone, she would come back for me. The memory came flooding back and I vomited. I could remember other things too. This woman being in our house for weeks. She came when my parents weren't home. She would sit with us and watch television. She said she was a friend of the family. Sarah liked her, but she made me uncomfortable. I never told my parents about her visits. She said she needed to borrow Sarah for a little while. Sarah would be going somewhere better. Now I don't know what was real. Did I create a false memory to absolve my guilt? Or was there really someone who manipulated me? I asked my father if anyone strange had been around. His face went pale. In the weeks before Sarah died, My mother felt watched. She'd found the back door unlocked several times. Once she found a coffee cup she hadn't used. They dismissed it as forgetfulness and stress. My mother was pregnant with their third child. She had a miscarriage the week after Sarah died. The doctors said it was caused by extreme stress. My mother lost both daughters within days. She was never the same after that. I showed him the photo with the reflection. He stared at it for a long time. That same reflection appeared in other photos from that time, always blurry and in the background. He'd found them sorting through my mother's things. He'd burned them all because they disturbed him. In every photo, the woman was watching our family. In the last photo, she was standing directly behind me. I asked why he never told the police. He said he did, but they dismissed it. The detective said grieving parents see things that aren't there, but my father always knew something was wrong. I would stare at empty corners and whisper, "She's here." I'm starting to remember more encounters after Sarah died. I saw her at my school watching through the fence. She sat in the back seat during therapy appointments. She stood at the foot of my bed at night, but every time I tried to tell someone, I would forget. The words would disappear from my mind. My father suggested I see a psychiatrist. I made an appointment for next week, but I'm afraid of what else I might remember. Last night, I woke up at 3 a.m. A woman was standing in my bedroom corner. She had long dark hair and was smiling. I couldn't move or scream. She walked closer to my bed. She leaned down and whispered, "She's been waiting 30 years for me to remember. Sarah wasn't the first child she borrowed. I was special because I survived. My memory was coming back because my mother died. Now she can visit me whenever she wants. She's going to finish what she started." I woke with bruises on my arms, the same pattern as 30 years ago. There were wet footprints from my door to my bed. I live on the 3rd floor with locked windows. On my bathroom mirror, someone had written in condensation, "I found you again," in my mother's handwriting. I called my father and told him everything. Halfway through, he stopped responding. When I asked if he was there, a woman answered. She said my father couldn't come to the phone. The voice was familiar and cold. I'd told too many people about her. Now she had to clean up loose ends. My father would be joining Sarah soon. I'd be the only one left. I drove to my father's house immediately. The door was locked and no one answered. I called the police for a wellness check. They broke down the door. My father was in the bathtub. He'd drowned just like Sarah. The police are calling it a suicide. The bathroom door was locked from inside, but I know better. They found his phone on the bathroom floor. The last call was to my number. I told the police about the woman. I showed them the old report and photo. They listened politely but thought I was breaking down. They suggested I speak to a counselor, but I know what's happening. She's coming for me next. I'm writing this down in case I end up like them. There's a woman who has hunted my family for 30 years. She kills children in bathtubs while making others watch. She can manipulate memories and make people forget. She appears in photographs as distorted reflections. I don't know what she is or why she chose us. She won't stop until everyone who remembers Sarah is dead. I can see her outside my building right now. She's looking up at my window. She knows I can see her this time. She's smiling because she doesn't need to hide. My bathroom faucet just turned on by itself. I can hear water filling the tub. I'm going to lock myself in my bedroom. But I don't think locks will stop her. If someone finds this and I'm dead, please know the truth. I didn't kill my sister and I didn't kill myself. There's something that feeds on children and destroys families. It's been following me my whole life. I wish I'd remembered sooner. The water in the bathroom just stopped running. I can hear someone walking toward my bedroom door. She's whispering my name through the door. She's using my sister's voice. I don't want to open it, but my hand is reaching. I can't stop myself from turning the doorknob. Every part of me is screaming not to. The door is opening now and she's standing there. I can finally see her face clearly after 30 years. She looks exactly like my mother.